high security prison, and there is just no way of getting out, and there is no way of getting any food, and everybody's on a starvation diet. Typically, I would say between 500 and 600 calories a day. Of course, it's extremely cold, so on that kind of a diet of 600 calories a day, this is everybody's beginning to lose weight, everybody's scratching for food and trying to find food, and what happened was that and we get tattooed, we go through the showers, and everybody gets a number on their arm, tattooed number. So suddenly, the name doesn't mean anything anymore, everybody's got a number. Everybody's basically the reference, you are now a number, and everybody looks the same. Everybody's shaved, everybody's got the same uniform, everybody's got a excuse me, everybody's got a small bowl, metal bowl for their soup, and everybody's got a soup spoon, and that's it, and a cup, maybe a cup for coffee, and that's it. So our belongings basically are a soup bowl, a cup for coffee, or water, and a soup spoon. And those are basically our belongings. Another thing that Mengele is known for is experimentation on twins and other types of experiments on children. Here are some German photos of children, Jewish children, from a family camp that were being experimented on with. Medical experiments, severe burns. They were injecting some of the twins with gasoline to see how they would be reacting to gasoline. They were using chemicals on their skin. Some of these kids have severe chemical burns on their skin. There is a full-time gassing and crematoria operation going on a 24-hour a day basis. So we hear it, we feel it, we smell it, because we see the smoke coming off the crematorium, and depending on which way the wind is blowing, we are literally covered by human ash every day. If the wind is blowing the other way, then I would say no. But on the days, which could be 30 or 40% of the time, that the wind is blowing in our direction, we can smell it, we can see it, we can feel it. The earth is covered by human ash, our clothing is covered by human ash, our hair is full of human ash. We know that people are being killed and burned every day. So this I knew. I didn't know at which volume, at what quantity. I had no clue. The latest reports, the post-war reports for Auschwitz, deaths in Auschwitz, is somewhere between 1.1 and 1.3 million, but it's not documented accurately because a lot of the information, a lot of the written information was not available and was very secretive. But it's agreed upon by most experts that have researched it, that it's somewhere between 1 million and 1.3 million. So it's a big factory of death, basically. Prisoners that came from Theresienstadt in September, that Dina came with, are all told that they are going to be put on trucks and taken to another concentration camp in Germany. Post-war knowledge. They were taken, put on trucks, and taken out of the camp. Then the trucks made a U-turn back to the crematoria, to the gas chambers, and all 5,000, with the exception of Dina and her mother and a couple of other people that Mengele decided to save, but most of the 5,000 were gassed in March of 1944. Now there is only 5,000 left. The group that came with me, that I came with in December. So now we went from 10,000 to 5,000, and we are now waiting to see what happens to us. Sure enough, we get a notice in July. This is July 6th, 5th and 6th of 1944, that we, the remaining 5,000 in the Czech camp, we need to go for a medical inspection in front of Mengele. And I am standing there with a bunch of young kids. I'm surrounded by maybe 100, 200 children. My age, younger, older. And there's probably more like 300 or 400 children, maybe more, in the larger area where I'm standing. But I'm standing there and I go in front of Mengele. And he points me to go to the left. There's a group of kids on the left, and he just points to me and says, go over that way. And so I go as I'm told, and I stand with these kids on the left. I see another group of kids on my right that look like they're a little bit older. And as I look around, I see that I'm among a lot of 7, 8-year-old, 6-year-old kids. I'm now 11 years old. And so I'm standing there, and no sooner can I catch my breath and figure out what's going on here. Willie Bruckman comes out from the crowd, picks me up, grabs me by my left arm, and shoves me over into this other group of 14-year-old and 15-year-old boys that are standing on my right. And it was that moment, that second that he did this and disappeared, that I realized that he just saved my life.